project, we learned that there are always different end user groups who are mixing a variety of materials. The key end user groups within this space are drywallers, remodelers, stucco masons, tile masons, and concrete masons. So a lot of end users today are utilizing corded solutions for this application. So you'll see tools like corded right angle drills and your corded spade handle drills that have a lack of portability. You know, you're pretty much limited to where there's an outlet and how long your cord is. Other end users see a benefit in utilizing cordless technology, but there isn't a mud mixing dedicated solution in the market today. So you'll see them using tools like cordless right angle drills, like super hogs and pull hogs that were specifically designed for plumbing and electrical roughing, not mixing. So the ergonomics aren't going to be great if you're mixing for several minutes at a time holding a tool like this. Every once in a while, if you have to mix, some people have to mix a bucket here and there, and they'll try to get away with just your standard half-inch drill. Drills are great for the applications they're designed for, but if you think about a standard drilling or driving application, you can complete it in a few seconds. You know, the tool's not optimized to be under a heavy load for minutes at a time, so it's still not the best solution. Throughout our research, we identified 3 key end user needs that we knew we had to deliver on to have a successful product. First being the ability to mix a variety of materials. Second, more control over the tool and the mix. And then third, portability. So with that being said, I'm excited to introduce to you the M18 Fuel Mud Mixer with 180-degree angle. So end users finally have a cordless solution that's purpose-built for the trades. So we made a lot of design decisions on this product based on the usage profile of a tool like this. So you'll see within the tool on our motor, we've got a cage. This is going to protect the motor against any of the mud materials that you're running into. We also had to make some of the materials more robust than the standard drill. So you'll see the gear case of our mud mixer versus our standard drill, much more robust to endure those longer cycles. So I mentioned that the first thing that we had to deliver on was the ability to mix a variety of materials. The M18 Fuel Mud Mixer has the power to mix heavy compounds. We're utilizing our PowerState brushless motor technology to deliver the output to do your lighter end applications like stucco, all the way up to your highest end applications like concrete. So we mix a variety of materials without bogging down, which increases user productivity. At the end of this presentation, I'm actually going to do a demonstration mixing some concrete to show you the power that this tool has. The second thing that we have to deliver on with this tool is more control. So the M18 Fuel Mud Mixer delivers ultimate speed control through 3 of the features that we have on this tool. So first, we've got a variable speed trigger that allows you to take full control over that power range curve. You'll also notice that I've got a variable speed dial that you can easily toggle while your fingers are on the trigger. This speed dial is going to allow the user to set a max RPM that the tool will spin at, and you can adjust it as you're mixing. And then last, we've got a lock-on button that's also easily pressed while you're mixing. So you ever go to start a mix or see someone try to start a mix and they pull the trigger a little bit too hard and water and material flies everywhere? The reason that generally happens is because the tools that are being used, they have variable speed triggers, but they don't have a way of like capping the speed of the tool. So if you pull the trigger a little bit too hard, you're gonna end up with a big mess on your hands, which ruins productivity. So with this speed dial, you can set a max RPM like at 200 or 250 based on how you like to start. People generally start slower and then speed up, and that's gonna, you know that it's gonna be maxed out at that speed, and then you can use the dial to increase as you're going. The secondary benefit to speed control is certain material manufacturers actually have a designated speed at which you're supposed to mix the material. So if on the package it says mix at 350 RPM, you can dial it into exactly 350 and know you're getting the best results every time. So the last thing I said we needed to deliver on is portability, and that's absolutely what the cordless unit delivers. With a tool like this, end users will be able to do their mixing right at the work area. So whether you're up on a lift or on the roof, you can do it there rather than having to go back to where your cord unit's plugged in, do the mix, and carry a heavy 5-gallon bucket to the work area. So the biggest question when you're converting someone from corded to cordless is, what's the runtime? How much work am I going to be able to get done in one single charge? So runtime with a tool like this is a little bit variable based on the fact that different materials require a different amount of power to complete the application. But the M18 Fuel Mud Mixer mixes up to 15 buckets on one single charge. To put that in perspective for you, tile masons are typically mixing about 4 to 8 buckets on a general day, and drywallers are typically mixing about 10 to 15. So what this means for your readers is, with a 2-battery kit, you're never going to be at a loss of productivity. You're going to get well over a day's worth of work. Now, the last thing I want to draw your attention to is the ergonomics, because that was a huge focus for us throughout this project. If you take a look at a very common solution used today, like the spade handle drill, you can adjust the handle to 3 different locations, but those locations might not always be super comfortable for every end user. So with our tool, we've got a 180-degree handle. So I simply unlock the handle right here, and there are 16 adjustable position settings that I can lock the tool onto, all based on end user preference. Because my 90 degrees is different than your 90 degrees, but once you find something that feels comfortable, you can lock it on and get to work. Other things we did from an ergonomic standpoint is we've got a two-finger trigger, which is designed for comfort over extended use. And then lastly, I want to draw your attention to where the battery is positioned on this tool. So it's on top of the tool, so one, when I'm mixing, it's out of my way, it's not poking into me or hitting me on the side, but it also puts the weight of the battery directly above where the paddle would be, so it ends up being a more balanced mix, more control for the end user. So now that we've walked through the tool, I'm going to do a quick demonstration here. So what I have in this bucket is a gallon of cement, and then 2 gallons of sand and a little bit of water. So this is on the more extreme end of an application that this tool will be doing. So I'm going to start at a slow speed to get it going, and I'm going to slowly ramp it up as I go. Getting started is generally the most difficult part of a mixing application, and you'll see it has no problem mixing this. No bogging down whatsoever. So to make this application a little bit more difficult, Andrew's going to pour in some gravel. And you'll notice no bogging down. So this is a little bit drier than you typically want. In a real situation, I'd pour some more water into it, but the drier the mix is, the more difficult it is at the same time. And you'll notice absolutely no bogging down.